All right, guys. So the first night of the RNC, a woman by the name of Amber Rose gave a speech. Now, for those of you who don't know, I know of Amber Rose because there was quite a while where she dated Kanye West. This is pre-Nazi Kanye West, pre-loving Adolf Hitler Kanye West, but she dated Kanye West for a while. That's mostly how I know her, okay? We're going to get some more on her in a little bit, but she comes out and gives a speech. Of course, young woman of color, you know, is associated with the rap community. And so this is the RNC's attempt at being like, see, we love minorities, look at this. Oh, and another trick that Trump likes to use is he invites, what's the guy's name? Byron Donalds was like sitting in Trump's VIP box with him, along with Tucker Carlson, by the way, and J.D. Vance. And having Byron Donalds, I mean, somebody's got to let Byron know, like, you know that you're just like the token black person that they could point to be like, see, we have black friends. And honestly, I think Byron Donalds may know that and doesn't care, right? So anyway, this is their attempt at being like, we believe in diversity here. See, here's Amber Rose is speaking. There was a massive backlash to this by MAGA. I'm going to show you that in a second. But first, let's listen to her speech because I have many thoughts on it. Here we go.
My name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most important,
forehead tattoo. Yeah, that's something I bet the Republican demographic really loves that.
Currently, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents. Whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals, we all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States.
By the way, as many people pointed out, and I actually think it's fair and true, if you look at Trump's face, pretty much the entire first night from when he walked out and sat down, he did look kind of emotional. So it seems to me, because I asked Chris, I was like, do you think he knows? Do you think it's really set in yet that I almost died? I almost died. And I thought, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if Trump really has the capability to be that thoughtful on the situation, right? But no, it looks like you're really settled in. Like, damn, I almost died. This is sort of crazy that I'm still here. All right, so here we go.
Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
Citation needed. I love, now, they have sometimes, of course, I called out Russiagate. It's total BS. But what you're going to find is she says that, and then there's literally no examples. She gives no examples.
I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
She said they don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. Are you sure about that, bro? Are you sure? You're about to find out the hard way that's not true when I get to the reaction to your ass speaking at the RNC. You're about to find out for sure that's not true. Also, let's be clear. We covered this the other day. There was a brief moment when even Republicans supported gay marriage, over 50% of them. That's no longer the case. Now, opposing gay marriage has surged on the right. It probably went hand in hand with like the trans panic. And now it's a majority that don't want to have gay marriage anymore. They want to scrap gay marriage. Remember, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, right? And for the record, Amber Rose, she was involved in something called like the slut walk. She's very sex positive. She's pro-choice. Well, somebody better let her know, hey, the Republicans threw out Roe v. Wade. And now you have in a lot of the red states, in at least 14 states, they have draconian crackdowns on abortion, where unless you're bleeding out on the table, they would say, no, you're not getting one. Even if the mother's life is going to be in danger, they say, if you're not bleeding out on the table, dying right now, we're not going to give you an abortion. So I genuinely don't know if she knows what she signed up for, right? If you're sex positive, you did that slut walk thing, you're pro-choice, I don't know what you think you're doing. We covered a story, what was it, a year ago, where there was some porn star that went to speak at some conservative convention, and there was a massive backlash over that. And they were basically like, look, you're just not welcome here. We think you represent a degenerate lifestyle. And that's what they would say to her, right? Oh, yeah, they don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. Really? Well, they certainly care if you're trans. There's a whole trans panic going on right now. And they do care if you're gay, because the polls are showing they're backsliding on that issue and backsliding very quickly, right? So I don't know. And she said, oh, I did my research. I found out he's not racist. What are you talking about? You're telling me you don't think his immigration position is racially coded? Really? Really? I mean, come on. Nobody's naive enough to think that, right? Remember when he made that comment in his first term, like, yeah, we don't want anybody coming from the shithole countries. Hey, Don, what are the shithole countries? Please tell me, which countries are the shithole countries? And if he were to list them, you would know, hey, they're all black and brown. And it turns out, hey, he's okay with Scandinavian immigrants, but he's got issues with the immigrants from the shithole countries. And oh, it's just a coincidence that they're black and brown. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? That's not to say he's as racist as, say, a David Duke or a Nick Fuentes, right? But who are we kidding? It's just... Here's my question for you. Is Amber Rose doing this as her new grift? Hey, I'm sort of losing my relevance. I want to stay relevant. Well, there's one tried and true way to stay relevant, and that's go totally MAGA, totally pro-Trump, and then they'll all circle the wagons around you, or many of them will, I should say, and you trigger the left and you stay relevant that way by creating controversy in that sense. But again, as she's about to find out, there are plenty in the MAGA crowd that will say, hey, as long as you're one of us, you're cool. But then there's also some who are like, no, I actually have a principled stance against degeneracy. And they would think of her as a degenerate, not only for the freaking forehead tattoo, but also for being pro-choice and sex positive, etc. Here we go.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
You sure?
So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you.
Oh, so brave. So brave. This is like when Vivek Ramaswamy came out the other day and said, if you really want to be counterculture, you really want to be edgy, you go to a college campus, you show that you're a conservative. Guys, you can't rebrand conservatism as an edgy outsider ideology, because conservative, by its very nature, means you're a status quo defender. That's what it means. One of the definitions. It's about small government sometimes, right? But then it's also about tradition, defending the status quo. You cannot say it's counterculture to defend the status quo. They are definitionally opposites. So let's stop with this like stupid rebrand where this is what Chris Rufo does all the time too, right? That, right-wing influencer, right-wing like think tank guy. They try to rebrand MAGA politics and conservatism as, bro, we're the outsiders now. We're the ones sticking it to the elites. No, you're not. You are the elites. What is Trump's second term going to deliver above everything else? It's going to deliver more tax cuts for the rich and more deregulation. Totally destroy the administrative state, right? Pack the administration with loyalists, crack down when it comes to social policy. They want to end no-fault divorce, for example. They want to ban IVF, in vitro fertilization. So you're backsliding. That's what it is.
I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
Look, it's just kind of sad because, it could be a new grift, of course, but it could also be, I think, the way a lot of people find themselves having a particular religious identity or political identity, and that is family, right? It's based around family. you have a family member who believes X, Y, or Z, and they stand by it, and then you just sort of go along to get along and say, yeah, it's like, I was raised Catholic. Most people in my family, if you ask them, they'd be like, yeah, I'm Catholic, right? Even though many of them don't go to church, they don't really think about it, they're not really believers, but yeah, I guess I'm just like, they describe it in the same way they're describing like their national identity. Yeah, I'm American. I was born here. I'm American. Yeah, I was born to a Catholic family. I'm Catholic. It sounds like that's kind of how Amber Rose came to this, right? It's like she had some time there where she flirted with left-wing ideology when she was trying to be more famous and popular, and she was with the in crowd. Now she's not with the in crowd anymore, and so she revisits her childhood, which is, oh, my dad's a conservative. I guess I'm a conservative too. Oh, it turns out Donald Trump is wonderful. Well, many of the people in MAGA do not think you're wonderful. So this is in the Daily Beast. MAGA turns on Trump for platforming Amber Rose at RNC. Republicans have misidentified Rose as a porn star as they rip into her following her speech at the convention this week. I got to be honest here. I don't think the MAGA types calling her a porn star are totally wrong. She does have an OnlyFans. She does show her naughty bits. So, yeah, I think that's fair to call that a porn star. Maybe she never does any penetration. I don't know if she's recorded it or taken pictures of any actual sex. But, showing people your fucking asshole and your tits. Yeah, I think it's fair to say kind of a porn star, right? You could say it's soft maybe, but it's still that. Okay, here we go. Some of the right are not happy with Trump's choice to platform media personality Amber Rose at the RNC, with several taking to Twitter/X to slam her selection in light of her sex-positive messaging over the years. One such right-winger, Matt Walsh, called Rose a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. All right, here's what he says. The RNC gives a primetime speaking slot to a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. Turns out they're not all that welcoming, are they, Amber? I thought, hey, gay, straight, black, white, whatever. They don't care, bro. They don't care, bro. Some of them do. To be fair, there are some MAGA types that are more like Trump, where it's like, if you kiss his ass, welcome to the club. But there's some like Matt Walsh who are more ideological and more rigid. Like, wait, no, I stand for traditional values, and she doesn't represent traditional values. She's a degenerate. That's what he thinks. Now, to be fair to him, where's the lie? Is there a single voter who's going to be mobilized by Amber fucking Rose? No. Is this an embarrassment because it's shameful identity politics where you're just trying to get minority votes by saying, look, a minority? That is an embarrassment. That is almost exactly what it is. Is her main claim to fame having sex with rappers? Yeah. Yes, it is. Is she pro-abortion, or was she pro-abortion and a feminist and a self-proclaimed slut? And does she have a face tattoo? Yeah. So look, I hate to say it, but this is one of the rare areas where I have to say, Matt Walsh, you are not wrong, good sir. And so then there's a different, the traditional MAGA types, let's call them, the ones that care more about as long as you kiss Trump's ass, you're with us. They're now mad at Matt Walsh. You're like, well, hey, hold on. We're supposed to be more open-minded. When it's convenient, they try to appeal to liberalism. Hey, as long as you're on board with MAGA and you're in the cult, then I don't care about all these other identity factors. There are many who truly believe that. But Matt Walsh, because he's such a deep and staunch social conservative, he's like, no, you guys are wrong. I am actually anti-gay. I am actually anti-trans. I am actually against degeneracy. I am in favor of traditional lifestyles. I want one man, one woman, preferably white, white picket fence, dog, 2-3 kids. That's what I want. And she does not represent that, and so I'm against her. Rose became a public figure following her 2-year romantic relationship with Kanye West, and that began in 2008 in subsequent marriage and divorce from rapper Wiz Khalifa. She since maintained her spotlight with I'm Joe Biden apparently with sex-positive activism, like being the face of the Slut Walk, a movement against gender-based violence that seeks to reclaim the word slut for women. She's also appeared on reality television and is a prominent OnlyFans creator, notably not a porn star. Okay, come on with the nitpicking. A fact that was lost on more than a few social media users who took to X to criticize her RNC. So they're taking an issue here. Like, she's not a porn star. See, look at this. This is a community note. Amber Rose is not and has never been a porn star. She's an American model, rapper, and television personality. I'll ask you guys. I think it's fair to call an OnlyFans user who's showing their naughty bits, I think it's fair to call them a porn star. If you want to soften it, you could say soft porn star. But to nitpick over that, I think is kind of silly. MSNBC host Joy Reid had a very different take, expressing her skepticism that Rose's symbolism as a young person of color who supports Trump will actually have any impact. Totally 100% agree with that. To be fair, Trump's numbers have gone up in the black community. They have gone up in the Hispanic community. That's true. But is it because somebody like Amber Rose goes and speaks to the RNC? Absolutely not. Not even close. I think it more stems from those communities looking at Joe Biden and going, homie can't do it. He just can't do it. Anyway, so this goes on a little bit here, but you get the gist of it. There's definitely a backlash over her speaking. There was also a backlash over, there was one other, what was her name? Harmeet Singh or something like that. Somebody who I think is a Sikh, who's a right-wing activist. And there were, the more Nick Fuentes aligned, white nationalist types who are more open with their white nationalism. They were like, this is bullshit. Get the non-Christian off stage. Fuck the non-Christian. And so you're always going to have this tension in MAGA between the no, we really mean it types and the look, we will cling to liberal values and use them when it's convenient for us. And as long as you believe in the dear leader Trump, then we genuinely don't care. So there are different flavors, different varieties of MAGA here. But I think Amber Rose just learned the hard way. It's not all puppies and rainbows like you thought it was. There actually are many in this movement you just signed up for who hate you simply because of who you are. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.